So, welcome everyone again. We are here at the Age of Empires Summer Championship this time. It's been a while, I think about 2 months since the last championship. Of course, I'm pretty sure that almost every one of you has seen the amazing finals between H2O and Blackstar. But now it's time for the next one, the second championship from the ESO community side. And this is going to be a round of 128 match between Risi123 and Ovi12. Well, actually, all the information you can just find on ESO-community.net, but quick heads up, it's a tournament that we started with 256 players. So this is the second round, 128 left. And it's gonna play out over the next 2 months, I believe. In the end of August we will have the finals, so a lot of good games for you guys to come, and this is just the first one to start things off. So this is a new map. It's called Tibet. Maps Tibet, yes. It's a little bit like Deccan, as you probably know from the standard map pool, but then with a few variations. For example, the plateau here, it has a few openings left and right. It's a little bit smaller, and there's not such a big starting pool of crates. By the way, these maps are made by Gaia. I'm pretty sure you all are familiar with him. He made the maps last time, or well, several, and he made a lot of new maps again, and they are quite good, most of them, so we use them in the tournament as well. Matchup is going to be French, Risi playing French versus Ovi playing Germans. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, okay. Overplaying Germans. Okay, this map also has scouts, by the way. It means, of course, the French guy has 2 starting scouts, the first hero and, of course, the native scout. So he should be able to gather a little bit more of the cows from the map than his opponent. So far, Ovi has found 2 cows, a third one over there. This macaque is unfortunately not scouting. And Risi, as you see over here, 3 for 5, is going to find a 6th, and probably 7th if he walks there properly. Then there's still 2 scouts and 2 cows and 1 on that side left to be found. Meanwhile, for treasures, we have Risi picking 85 wood and 50 wood as well, so that's quite a good boost for him. Of course, he didn't start with 200 wood, otherwise he would have probably gone for a trading post. So he just gone for the normal market start. But this 85 wood could mean that he is going for a relatively fast trading post, or he might just go for the standard build and use the 85 wood to invest it in the steel traps. Gonna get himself a small coin treasure there, and meanwhile we have 80 food for Ovi, and he also already had 80 coins, so all in all pretty even in treasures. I don't know these players that well. By the way, this is also a betting match. I forgot to mention that. Goodspeed, of course, has pulled together 5 matches again, which you can bet on. You can find all the information on the ESO community website, and this is one of them. So that means that you're now too late to bet. But keep an eye on the other 4 matches. There are 4 matches left, which you can still place your bets for. But I'm curious to see how this plays out. I think Risi is slightly favored, but as I said, I don't know the players that well, so we'll see. Meanwhile, both of them are aging. You can see at the top of my screen here, very similar. So there's nothing special over there. That means normal 14 villager age up, yes. And then you see that he's going to bring in some of his herds. And likewise is, oh wait, we're gonna have something interesting there. He's gonna bring his herd on that side, but he's also gonna move forward with 2 villagers, and we have to see how that's gonna play out, because he can go for like an expo pike thing, but kind of risky versus German, I would say. Otherwise he can go for a musk or double musk. The thing is, of course, if you go for such a forward base, it means you will have to also defend at home at some point. Because if the German guy is going to raid with his Uhlans, then you need either a few musketeers, or you constantly have to hide your village in your town center. So if he is able to put enough pressure, then of course the German can't raid that much, but still he's likely to be forced to pull back, let's say, 3 musketeers or maybe like 2 hussars if he's going to go for muskas. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, the German guy is going for a trading post. That is pretty standard. However, because he went for a trading post, a market already, and now a trading post, it is quite an investment. Of course, the trading post just now means later shipments than if it would have been built in the first age. But still, it is an investment of 200 wood. It will give him access to 8 crossbowmen if he needs it, a little bit earlier than normally, but you have to keep in mind that it is a 200 wood investment. So, both of them age up at the same time. I'm really curious to see that if he is going to go for a rush, like he's doing with his forward villagers, I think it's a very good idea for him to eat some cows. The thing is, on this map, the hunts are not the best. As you see over here, he brought this one in, but it's still a little bit away from his town center. He's working on this one, but even that is still going to take quite some time before it's close towards his town center. And that means two things. First of all, it's easier to raid this. And secondly, the walking distance is much longer, which means that your overall food income will be less, and thus your rush will be less strong or slower. And that's why I suggest that eating some cows is probably a good idea if you want to have a strong rush. So he's going to go for 2 Rexes, and it looks like it hasn't been scouted yet. Ovi is now scouting here on this side, and he finds that there's no Rex or stable here, but he has to go to the top. He has to find, he has to walk a circle around his base, because he now has no idea what's going on. If he doesn't scout this part, he doesn't know if there's a stable here or perhaps some rush. Oh wow, what's this? Even a stable so early already. I actually would have liked to see just the stable and the Rex, because you can't support 3 Rexes so fast. You're just not able to make enough units. So just Hussars and Musketeers is probably better to spend your resources on. But we see here that he's going to go forward with a few Musketeers. Damages the Uhlans a little bit, but on the other side you see that already 2 Uhlans were coming in for a raid. They killed 1 villager, going to get a 2nd villager because no villager HP is researched yet. That's quite unfortunate, losing them so fast. Luckily he's going for the cows, which means that he's going to sustain some production for his Musketeers. And what are these villagers doing? Are they probably running away from the Uhlans? We see here that now this hunt is still far away. He's going to lose 1 more villager. And there's going to be a fast fortress from the German guy. You see 700 coin being shipped. And, ooh, what's this going to do? Let's be really, really careful. He's going to... Luckily he's not going to lose it, but this is what I was talking about before. If he doesn't send any Musketeers back or ship 3 Hussars, then he just won't be able to deal with the raid, and that means that he's going to lose so much gathering time in just gathering his resources. He won't be able to do so. Maybe he's going to ship 3 Hussars. I really hope he's going to go for that. But we see that he took out 1 house, and of course he's preventing some of the gathering time from his opponent. However, I think Ovi is pretty fine. As you see over here, he has the food almost. He already has the gold, so he can just age up. He can even ship 8 crossbowmen or still do Minutemen if he chooses to do so, just to trap these Musketeers. Oh, he's now going to go for Pikemen. Interesting. He has to be really careful watching his Musketeers, because if he's not going to watch them, they're going to die for sure. He's going to put them in melee mode. I think that's quite a good choice. I hope these Pikemen, yes, they're going to go in the right direction. Meanwhile, he's gathering back at home, so at least he can continue his production. But there we have Ovi already aging up to the 3rd age. He's 20% in there. Of course, going for the fast age up option. Spreading out some villagers just to make sure that he can gather resources constantly. And of course now gathering a little bit of wood to keep up for the houses that he lost. You see that he's kind of capped at the moment, meaning that he also is not able to ship any shipment yet. An interesting thing to note is that he has 108 coin in this situation. I would probably gather like 17 more coin and then just buy another house. Just to make sure that you can ship stuff very fast. There we have the 3 Hussars ship. No, we have not. Sorry. It's a 3 Hussars made, and he ships 600 wood. Not sure. Maybe because of the pikeman. Ooh, this is what I mean. This is going to be brutal. He's going to respond very slow to this because he's probably busy microing here. The good thing is that he's for now popping Ovi, but you see that Ovi was able to sneak in the shipment. He's now 47 out of 30. That means that 8 skirmishes or 9 Uhlans. 1 of them is on the way. It might even be just, well, not something with Madman is still fine. Meanwhile, 21 villages, so he did lose 1 or 2 more here. Sorry, I didn't pay attention to that. He's even going to use some settler wagons. And he is Risi will be able to take down the stable. Did he take out all the... No, he did not. The Uhlans ran back, and they're now gonna be used at home to defend versus any possible Hussar reinforcements. But since there is no reinforcement from Hussars, he's totally fine, and he can just pick off probably this whole army. And that means that actually Risi is in a tough position here. Oh, he did ship 3 Hussars now. There you go, and he's making more pikemen. The interesting thing is that he's gonna lose this all. Pretty good micro by Ovi. The interesting thing is that if he is gonna go with everything in melee, the skirmishers kind of have to run from the Hussars, but then again the Uhlans have to run from the pikemen. So that's exactly what he's doing, and that way he's able to trap this whole army. He will need to go forward with his pikemen though, very fast, otherwise he's going to use his villagers even. The pikemen are probably targeted on Uhlans, it looks like, and the Hussars to the skirmishers. You first want to take out the army, and then you want to take out the villagers later. So this is not... well, it's okay, the skirmishers were a little bit further, but as long as the skirmishers are alive, they will be targeting pikemen, and that means that if the pikemen are dead, the Uhlans can come into play again. So he really should be taking out the skirmishers. I really hope he's going to reinforce with Uhlans actually, sorry, with Hussars, that's what I was about to say, and not Musketeers. I feel that the Musketeers are not the best choice here, because of the shipments that the German guy has. Meanwhile, he's able to kill 2 more skirmishers, and he hasn't found the villagers yet. There they are, gathering wood. So he's going to go again for the houses, but right now he needs to kill 2 houses in order to cap Ovi. So that's not really that much of a problem yet. Ovi is 70% on the way to his next shipment, so he doesn't have anything. He also doesn't really have resources to make units. So that means after this house he's gonna be kept... Oh, he was shipping something already. Apologies, missed out on it. But finally he's calling out Meerman. I was about to say quite late, I think. But he's gonna... the Uhlans are targeting the Hussars as best as we can, and the skirmishers are now trying to focus the Musketeers, I think. They are not. They are targeting the Hussars. A little bit unfortunate. He should be taking out the Musketeers so the Uhlans can do more damage to the Hussars, in my opinion. But the town center is, it looks like, properly targeting the Hussar, which means that in the end he's able to kill all the Hussars. But 3 more Hussars are used as reinforcements, and he has 8 crossbowmen somewhere on the way. Oh, they are at the bottom side. They are probably because of the economic gather point. He's mixing in some new musketeers. He now knows that the German guys ship both 8 and 7 skirmishers, and that means that from this point on I would probably reinforce with full musketeers, because what can he ship? Uhlans, doppelsoldners and war wagons, and they go with the war wagons, and that's why you just are better off making only musketeers from now on, because all the other shipments will counter hussars. Is he gonna... No, he's not gonna see that. The crossbowmen are still idle there, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna find them soon because of the idle villagers. He's walking away in one group. That's not what he should be doing. Ooh, he's on the gun. That's the unfortunate thing about the cliffs, by the way. You really have to make sure that you constantly watch your pathing. If you don't watch it for a minute, this can happen. You walk back the wrong way and you lose another few units for nothing. We have a raid incoming. And the crossbowmen are finally returning home, but this raid is gonna do a lot of damage. Well, he's gonna use the villagers, but the good thing for him is that he has a lot of villagers together. He's gonna use them in melee, I think. Meanwhile, here we have hussars engaging in war wagons, and that's not something you want to have happen. The villagers will take out the Uhlans, but not before 2 of them are killed, it looks like. You see that the economy from Risi is still ahead, but not by so much. Another village goes down, and another villager, smartly by Ovi here, I'm pressing the Alt key for you guys. He was targeting the low HP villagers, just to make sure that that he has a more effective kill, of course. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, the next shipment, 3 war wagons, and now 700 coin by Risi. But the thing is, can he really age? If he's gonna age up, he's gonna give the Germans so much time with, of course, the trading post giving his giving him faster shipments, and of course he also has a Rex up to make skirmishers. So I'm not really sure if aging is the best idea. It looks like he's just going to use it for resources anyway, but yeah, he must be. But then, okay, he probably cleared up something, or he sold something in the market. He's gonna gather now on the right side here and on the left side. Keep in mind that if there's gonna be an Ulan raid, he's gonna lose so many villages. So he really has to keep up the pressure. But that means don't lose your hussars. He's gonna go to the barracks. That might actually be an interesting idea, because as soon as he can eliminate the barracks, he will eliminate any threat of new skirmishes, and that means that his musketeer army will be more effective. That said, he should really use the range of the crossbowmen on the war wagons to make sure that he's not going to get that the war wagons are going to pick off any musketeers without getting damaged. Look at this big raid incoming. Maybe he sees it with the villager. It looks like, yes, he will see it for sure, and that might trigger him to pull back these villagers. Ooh, a little bit of slow response. Oh, he's gonna send 3 hussars, but 3 hussars is not enough to tackle the Uhlans. Meanwhile, he's doing kind of what I suggested. Sieging with the hussars is fine. Using the rest to shield of the war wagon is also fine. He's gonna lose some hussars, but in the end he saves his 2 villagers, and I think that is probably more important for him. Maybe he has, yes, very nice done. I was about to say maybe he has something pop out from his racks, and there he has. It's very good for him to trade one of the hussars just to make sure that he can save his 2 villagers, so that they live together for a longer time. So, meanwhile, musketeers facing more wagons, good stuff. Musketeers facing Uhlans, another thing very good for Risi, and there we have it, good game. Ovi resigns. Quick recap. I think that Ovi should have. This setup is very questionable because you invest 200 wood in another building that you're not going to use. It means you are popped earlier, and it means you're going to kind of forced to ship 600 wood that early, which you don't really want to do. So I would have preferred like barracks stable mess both of them, and then ship 3 hussars after or something instead of 600 wood, or maybe just 700 coin to keep your mess going. Then I think Ovi should have used 8 crossbowmen to hold off the pressure a little bit more, because he was losing like 3 or 4 houses, which is 400 wood. It's quite a lot. And of course he was forced into his town center. Imagine if he would have 8 crossbowmen, 2 Uhlans from the first shipment, and then a Minuteman. The Minuteman would have done a lot, and he was just looking for an opportunity to kind of trap the army of Risi. But because he never really trapped the army, except from this part on the left side, Risi was kind of able to just hold on. And if he was able to clean up the army of Risi like more convincingly, or like clean up everything, it would have been a whole different game, because then Risi can't really go in with 3 hussars or 5 musketeers because of a town center fire, which also means in turn that Ovi would have had more opportunity to, for example, raid on the left and right side. Yeah, so Minuteman earlier I think would have been a wise choice. But the thing is that Risi's threat, like the basic idea here of a rush, is actually quite okay, I think. Especially because of this low hunts and the late trading post. If this trading post would have been up in the first age because of 200 wood start, it would have been a completely different story as well. But because the food is so low and you don't have any berries, rushing your opponent on this map is I think a very good call. So quickly the post game here. You see that despite losing all the villages quite a lot here, if you see this, he is still ahead in eco, although it got very close at this point. But so good job for Risi there. Let me upgrade the scoreboard. Risi 1, Ovi is 0. It is a best of 3. So that means if Ovi wins the next one, we're going to go into a 3rd game. Otherwise, Risi takes home the series. I need a subbar text. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so we had French versus German. That means we are now Risi has to change, and I believe Ovi as well. You have to play a different civilization even if you lose, I think. Yeah, okay, even it doesn't matter if you win or lose, that's how I remembered it. If you win or lose, doesn't matter, you always have to play 2 different civilizations before you can play the other civilization again. This is the one that you just used. That's good, brings in more variety, and that's of course what we like to see. More different matchups is always interesting, not for me as a caster, not just for me as a caster, but also I believe for you guys as a viewer. And of course that's what this is, a tournament mostly for the community. So you can enjoy some more Age of Empire games, and also of course learn a little bit about how other players are playing, the commentary that I and others provide, and what you can learn from that.
Yes.
Okay, Risi is gonna go for British. That doesn't surprise me at all. I think British is his strongest civilization. OV has to change.
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna go India, and I believe Risi, I talked to him a little bit before the game, was expecting something like that. Yeah, so British versus India, we have it.
Are you ready?
Okay. Second map is Arkansas, I believe. They had... Yeah, it was Arkansas. Arkansas, and then Manchuria was their third. Okay. I am observing this game, and then of course I have all these very cool features that ASMC implemented here in the maps. It's called the UI version. Thanks again, ASMC. And that's why if I'm in the game, if I'm observing, they need to host the UI version, otherwise it's gonna end up bad.
Are you ready?
Okay, come on guys. By the way, everyone in the chat, the idea was that after this best of 3,
Yes.
Arizona. After this best of 3, I was the idea was to do a previous game of Black Star versus
Yes.
Spadel from some time ago, and the idea was to duo cast it, so me together with Blackstar. So we did something similar a long time ago, where we cast together, and then I'd give kind of the general commentary perspective, and Blackstar gives like his personal train of thoughts about what he did and why he did it. So if you want to see that, then say so in the chat, because I still have to convince Blackstar, because I'm not sure what he was doing, but he said he wanted to do it, but he wasn't sure if he wanted to do it today or tonight or other. So if you want to see that, then spam the chat and let Blackstar know that you want to see that. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to go into the second game, round of 128 of this ESO Summer Championship. And it's going to be played on Arkansas, and this is really one of my favorite maps. It is, I think, a very well-rounded map. You can rush and you can get map control, but on the other hand you can also just defend and play your own thing. Because there's herds available, there's even berries. Of course later on you will have to go further out to get your food like on the outsides, but early on you still have 1 or 2, actually this was very herdable, hunts near town center to defend. India, yeah, India versus British. So, like I said, I'm not sure if these guys are totally up to date with the current meta, but I think this is quite an even matchup on all levels. Probably slightly India favorite, but also depends a little bit on the map. On this map, British does have good hunts, and that means that I think it's quite fair. So what we have here is 95 wood is going to be picked up by Risi, because Ovi is scouting away with this one. He went like to the bottom, find this one, finds a treasure. The funny thing is that I think this treasure, actually, why doesn't he pick up the treasure? I was about to say that because of the treasure he might be too late, but somehow he decides not to pick up the treasure and try to steal this one instead. Anyway, he doesn't steal it, and Risi gets a nice 95. Even have control of the gold mine, and perhaps can even hurt this one to your fort, which means that you only leave the British guy with 1, the starting hunt of course, 2, 3 hurts, which is of course always good, because a British guy limited in food is not as strong as a British guy would otherwise be. That sounds very stupid now that I just say it, but I mean that British is a civilization that requires a lot of food. More so than other civilizations in general, I would say. So less food is more of a problem for British than for a lot of other civilizations. Anyway, 70 food by Ovi. That's nice because it's going to speed up his age up. Asian civilizations in general have average slower aging times. Oh wait, he's going to find 80 food, I think. Yes, he is. Meanwhile, Risi is going for 135 XP. That's quite okay. And he also picked up the 30 coin, I think. Yes, he did. I don't really like that he's already hurting this. To be honest, especially versus India, you never know what they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna go for like a full-in rush. I think it's good to bring in the second herd, but I wouldn't waste villager walking time on bringing in the third herd so early. I think you can do this just when you age up, and then you can build your market on the outside or something for line of sight. But if you do it too fast, you are gonna delay your age up by a little bit, and there's no need for that. Anyway, 80 food for Ovi, and there we have the villager in the center. He's gonna put down another fort. We don't see Risi blocking it. Of course, there's always a little trick that if you see, especially by the way, this is a funny thing. Because he put his villager on this tree, if you put your hero like in this whole area, you're totally fine. Let me clarify this. For example, if he puts his villager at the gold mine over here, if I would have my hero on the left side, he could put his aggro fort there. If I have my hero here, he could put his aggro fort there or there. But because it was so close to the trees and it has like only one spot to build it because it's so huge, if he would have his hero in this area, because the trees are blocking it on the other side, actually Ovi would not be able to put down his aggro fort like for a minute or something, because if Ovi would move his villager towards here, you would move your hero. You would just mirror the villager basically, and yeah, okay, that would be funny if he would have done that. But anyway, as it is, he didn't. So Ovi is able to build his aggro fort, and the game goes on as normal, I would say. So he's bringing this hunt very good. Market upgrades, let's see. He did the wood one first, very common, and then hunting dogs after. I think he's going to go for longbowman pikeman defense, with the tower of course as an extra defensive building. Meanwhile, we have houses from Ovi, so it's not going to be a standard 10-10, the 10-10 Sepper Rush, that is. I like this a lot. He's going to go for the steel traps right away, so he has very fast... Ooh, this is the good blocking by Ovi that I was kind of referring to before with the fort. Nice trick, kind of a shadow move, or how you say it in English. He's going to be able to build the tower, but unfortunately Ovi doesn't realize it. He now realizes it, but he misses like 10 seconds or something. Actually, I would really go for it. The thing is that as long as this tower is building, you will get bonus damage by sieging it. So I would really have sieged it until your elephants are on low HP, or until the tower is done, or almost done, so that you pull back on time. Anyway, a little bit of a wall going up, a barracks, 700 wood, all pretty standard. He has a very nice economy already, because the Indian guy doesn't have a market even. He only has houses. So it's not like a standard 10-10, it's more like a... Or is it actually? No. Yeah, well, it's kind of delayed to me. I don't know. What did he ship? 5 separate he made 5. 5 anyway, okay, so it is a 10-10. Why did he build the house so fast? Okay, anyway, for a 10-10 you also need, as you see here, 34%. Or almost done, so that you pull back on time. Anyway, a little bit of a wall going up, a barracks, 700 wood, all pretty standard. He has a very nice economy already, because the Indian guy doesn't have a market even. He only has houses. So it's not like a standard 10-10, it's more like a... Or is it actually? No. Yeah, well, it's kind of delayed to me. I don't know. What did he ship? 5 separate he made 5. 5 anyway, okay, so it is a 10-10. Why did he build the house so fast? Okay, anyway, for a 10-10 you also need, as you see here, 34 population, so that's okay. He has no market, so he has no economy. Meanwhile, we have steel traps already working for Risi, so that's very good boost for his economy. The tower is doing damage, the town center is doing damage. The Lumbermen can use their range, the separate can't really do that much. The thing is, he still has 1 elephant available, and usually what you want to do with this is bring in both of your elephants to kind of slow down the Lumbermans, and then your separate can do a lot of damage in the back. But as soon as you don't have your elephants anymore, the Longermans are just gonna shoot and run versus your sepoys, which means that you're just not gonna get the damage done that you would really. We see also he's forgetting his 3 sepoys, but he lost about 2, I think. He lost an elephant, a little bit of HP, although he got a Toma warrior. So now that he ships 6, no wait, he's now going for the market. I'm a little bit surprised about this, because usually if you do this strategy you want to go for a few houses and just make mass sepoys and get your damage done, really commit to it, because you have to get something done. And then when 600 wood arrives you're going to transition into a market and consulate and perhaps a stable. But he was kind of building that already before the 600 wood arrived, and thus he had less sepoys. And now actually he's just gonna try to play catch-up game, because of course yes, it is India, so he's not out of it yet. But the economy of Risi is quite good. He has enough herds available, although this one backward a little bit perhaps, or he misshot it, not sure. He has 2 Rexes, 5 villages in now, so you see that he's 10 villages ahead. Okay, that is 1 less villager then. 9 villagers ahead, but still he has all his market upgrades working for him already. We see that Ovi is going to go for a trading post. I'm a little bit surprised by this, because you kind of need a stable versus Longerman. You can't just deal with it by having only sepoys and Gurkha. So the obvious choice for India is to build a consulate and a market and a few houses, and you need to of course maintain your constant villager production, which kind of means that you don't really have 200 wood available to invest in a trading post at this point in the game. So if he does that, he's not going to build a stable, as you see here, no stable, which means that it's kind of, yeah, he's kind of vulnerable to a longbowman, pike, perhaps a few SR push from the British. But that said, the British guy does have to scout, and as long as he's not scouting, of course, Ovi is just fine. Because he's not going to push out blindly. He's trying to come in for another raid, but he's going to come back from Cold Christmas, or what's to say. He's going to get a villager, but kind of slow response. He's losing only like 1 sepoy. I believe if he properly targeted or let him auto-target, he would have been able to get like 1 more sepoy, at least got a few shots off. Little bit of misclick there. Anyway, Gurkha's being amassed now, and we have more pikemen because he's kind of expecting these sours. I think this is something he can actually go in already. Now we have a caravanserai, which is the stable equivalent for the Indian guy going up. He should bring his elephant. I'm not sure if he... Of course... No, wait a second. He has done the first tire upgrades and the second foot one. We see also that he's allied with the consulate, with the autos, and that means that he can either bring 3 SRs or the villager thing. So what is Risi's plan? Okay, he's going for full out boom. If you see over here, 700 wood, 600 wood, and both villager cards. I think it would be wise for him to ship 700 coin and try to sneak in a stable, because I feel that without the stable, the longer the game goes, and of course when camels are being brought into the game, I feel like you really need a stable to deal with the Gurkhas as well, like more effectively. Of course you can just go for a full long moment pikeman mass, in which case the 20% wood upgrade card from the first age would make sense. He has it in his deck. Or perhaps 700 food to mass more. Or actually... maybe even... Yeah, if he's going for push, maybe even 6 long man card would be a better choice actually. Because he still has to make a stable, which of course is going to take some time. So 700 coin shipping now is not really a good idea. He's a little bit scared, as you see over here. We have the 3 Hussars, 4 camels made, 4 camels shipped. So he's quite a decent army. Because he got so much time from the British guy. But there we have the stable. Okay, then I'm really curious to see, because he's not gonna able to. He's not able to support Hussars without 700 coin. So either he has to change a lot of villagers to coin, or stop and then stop production for normal man pikemen for a little bit, or limit it a lot at least. The thing is, if you play this as British, you have to go for some kind of timing push. The longer you wait, the more the game is going to go into India's favor. Because he's going to catch up with the economy, he has the trickles, soon he's going to send a second one. A little bit of a raid coming in there. And also because he has map control, as you see over here, this herd, there's no effort whatsoever to get this herd in, nor for this one. So the longer the game goes, the weaker Lomo men get, and the better this army composition of Gurkha, Sawars, and perhaps some Zembarak and Sepoy is gonna get. With of course also, as you see here, disallying Ottomans and probably allying for British for an even better army because of the HP boost. He forgets about his elephant, maybe he's gonna get it later. He has a good long moment mass, don't get me wrong there, it's gonna really help out. And now he sends the 20% wood card, so he is gonna go for a heavy long moment pikeman with quite a lot of villagers on gold, so I think he's able to produce a decent amount of hussars, but he's probably gonna get like 4. And this is really something I dislike. So many villagers on foot while you invested early in the steel traps, and there's no pressure whatsoever. You could even post 5 pikemen, you can work on this hunt. He should be really trying to get this hunt towards his base, because he really needs to get this food. Okay, anyway, you see now, by the way, there's still a gap of like 10-14 villagers. But the Indian guy is gonna have cavalry cards kicking in soon, which upgrade his camel army, and the British guy doesn't have any upgrades for the longman pikeman army. He might ship 11-20. He might ship 6 longmen now, or maybe just 700 coin, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. He has a few idle villagers because there's no room to gather from the berries. Meanwhile, this longman should not be moving too much. Keep in mind, longmen are not skirmishers. You should be targeting while standing still a lot, and just let them do their job and don't move around too much. The more you move, the less effective longmen are. So this is quite good. Move your pikemen back as soon as the camels come in. Let your longmen stand as much as possible. Yes, like this, and then put your pikemen back. Ooh, the pikemen really mismicroed here. They were running too far into the camel army, and that means that this infantry army was able to do quite a lot of damage to the pikemans. However, the longmen are doing an insane amount of damage to the overall army of the Indian player, and he can still use his cavalry to block the cavalry of the Indian guy. He should just be standing and shooting. I think he should be fine for a little bit. Yeah, okay. Actually, I take that back. He needs more anti-cavalry. His hussars of course serve as some anti-cavalry in a way, and of course longmen standing still do quite a lot of damage as well, but there's a lot of cavalry here from the British guy, and that's what you see over here. There's just not enough pikemen left to defend, and then he's gonna get killed. A mill even, wow. Okay, that means he's gonna bring in some more hussars to deal with these Sawars, but he really missed his timing, actually, that's the main issue here. And doesn't even call Minuteman, that's a bad choice. But yeah, I think it's hard for Risi here because he just got overwhelmed, and whatever he makes, if he's gonna make Hussars, they're gonna get countered by the Sepoy. If he's gonna make Lumbermen, they're gonna get countered directly by the Sowars. And if you're gonna make Pikemen, of course, the Gurkhas will deal with them. So this is probably gonna be game over, yes. So it's a clear example of a British who missed his timing, I think. And then the Indian guy just gets stronger and stronger, and then of course the longer this goes, the better, the more the training post is going to work out for him, because he has both of these camel cards. Oh, Risi shipped the wood card, wow. He should have really shipped like 6 Lumbermen or 700 coin to get the Hussar production going. And I'm really surprised that he never tried to hurt these or these. This one it seems he tried to, but maybe it slipped out around the other way, I'm not sure. But 3 mils, that's just 1200 wood investments, it's just way too much. He could have even like he could have even gathered on this side with hold on a sec. He could have even gathered on this side probably with his villagers, and then try to move back with his army towards his villagers, so and then in the case that the Indian guy is going to push forward, he still has his villagers to defend. But that wasn't the case. So Ovi took the game in the end, and that means it's going to be 1-1. So we have another game coming up for you guys. Hey, why does it say loading the map? I already have this map. Okay, so Ovi is going to go for Germans, and Risi is going to go for British, I think. They can actually both play...
Yes.
They can actually both play the civilization that they want, because this is the third game in the best of 3. So every civilization is available again. Quickly be right back as well then. Okay, we are waiting for them to get back, and then we can start the third game. It is the third game in this best of 3, so whoever's gonna win the next game is gonna advance to the next round, and that is gonna be the round of 64 in this Age of Empires ESO Community Summer Championship. Yeah, I'm casting whatever I can for you guys whenever I have time. But of course I try to cast the interesting matches and also the matches which you can bet on. Okay, looks like we're gonna start into for the next game, third game. Sorry, I had to fix that for a second. Okay, so third game, it's gonna be on Manchuria. Last game in this match. We have the same civilizations as I think they didn't change. Yes, it's gonna be OV German versus Risi British. This map has quite decent herds, but you really have to work on the herding. If you don't herd on time, you're gonna just get raided to death by the Ulans from the German player, of course. On the other hand, if you herd on time, you see here, for example, this one, you have this one. You have like 4 herds within distance, and that is quite okay for the British guy to get the setup for whatever he wants to get done. I think that he's probably gonna go for musketeers and maybe some hussar pushes. He might go for musketeer early to defend the right and then push out, but he's gonna definitely need to mix in hussars, otherwise he's gonna get owned by pure skirmishers. But how he wants to start it, like start musketeers into hussars or start hussars into musketeers, that's depending on his BO and what he wants to do. This map of course also has cows, but both of them only have 1 hero, no additional scouts, which means it's kind of even in finding the cows on the map here. Meanwhile, that's gonna be a nice treasure. 85 wood for the German guy, and do we have another one? No, that's. Oh, there we have another one. So if Rise is gonna get that one later, it's kind of equal. On the other hand, Rise already found 65 coin. So regarding cows, we see that Rise has none and Ovi has 1. Usually it's quite interesting the way they scout, by the way, because usually what you see is that people go, if you follow my screen, from the town center, if you're the bottom player, you usually go like this, like slightly upwards and to the left, because that's usually where you find 2 cows, and a little bit to the left here. And it's also in this area where you find most likely the 90 or 85 wood treasures. But you see that Risey is now kind of scouting this area, but then Ovi already went there. But that's usually the way that I think the most effective scouting pattern would be. Okay, Ovi started with a market. What did he start with? 85 wood, maybe that triggered him to build a market? If he started with 200 wood, I'm pretty sure he would have gone for a trading post. Yeah, no 200 wood, otherwise the British would have more houses. Anyway, Ovi is gonna get snared there, but he does find himself a 50 wood. Oh, actually, He's not gonna get it, and that means Risi gets it. I think it's a good choice for Ovi. I think he should have just picked up the 50 wood actually instead of running away. On the other hand, maybe he wants to build a trading post, and that's why he wants to save his hero. But knowing this, actually, if I was playing, I would probably realize that he left the 50 wood just to escape, which means that I would probably just chase him all the way towards a possible trading post location, just to make sure that he can't build a trading post. You see that this hero is still... Look, let's see what he's gonna do. I think this hero is going for a trading post, not sure. But it's just German. German always wants a trading post. So basically, yeah, there he is for sure going to a trading post. And the Risi does not realize this. It's kind of these small things, if you pick up on these kind of things, that it can really, of course, improve your gameplay. Because if a German is denied from his trading post, it's really game changing. So I would probably have hunted the hero down. Anyway, he's going to get up his trading post. Meanwhile, we see that the British guy ate a little bit faster just because the German guy sneaked in the market. But it's not going to be a huge difference. And of course, the market working for you is already nice. Although he has most villages on foot. I think maybe he misheard a little bit. Anyway, a dead cow, which is not going to be used. Always very unfortunate to see food unused. Another cow there on the right side. Oh, what's this? A forward stable we have from the British guy. And he ages with 500 food. Okay, so he's really gonna put up the pressure, and that means he's finally found the hero. Let's see if the German guy has 3 doppelswordners. No, yeah, he has 3 doppelswordners. Okay, so if he's gonna go for a lot of hussars, the German guy still has the option to ship the doppelswordners in case he gets outmassed. In which case, the hussar raids will be totally denied, and that means that he really needs musketeers afterward. Stable going up. You see that this is quite a late stable, by the way. The stable is already done for the British guy, and also you see, okay, this is the build. No market, if I'm correct. Yes, no market. 500 food, a job. He's probably going to ship 700 coin. There it is, and going for a musketeer, going for a stable and a Rex, making both musketeers and hussars, and that kind of deals with everything a German has. However, it really comes down to micro. For example, if the British guy or if the German guy ships doppelswordners, he can still call out Minutemen to deal with the musketeers, and if he ships 8 crossbowmen, he can still call out Minutemen to deal with the hussars. So it's going to come down to micro a lot, and if Risi is going to be able to manage his eco properly, his macro rather. You see that these are quite far, these villages. It's a little bit unfortunate. He should be herding this more. He should use this cow as well. He's going to eat this cow, which is a good thing, and he's going to come in with a very fast raid. Any moment now, the 2 Udens will pop from the 3 saddle wagons. There you go, Vini, you're a little bit late. 2 Udens popped, and we have 4 Udens made. With a town center fire, that is gonna beat, of course, 5 hussars. Ooh, this is what I mean, 1 musketeer. And that is really, really unfortunate, because if it would have been 5 musketeers, 4 musketeers, he could have been able to put on the pressure. He would have been able to put on the pressure again. And that means that he would deny the gold gathering, which means he would deny any more Udens. But as it is, he's gonna probably save his hero. Is he? So close. These Udens, such crazy attack. Yes, he's gonna snare the cavalry. He's gonna bring his new musketeers. He's gonna ship 700 wood after. Oh, what's he doing? He's probably scared of new... I would have thought that really. He's probably scared of new Udens popping out. But look at this. Ovi did not ship anything, so he doesn't know if there's 700 wood coming, 3 doppelswordners, or what's on the way. It is 700 coin. Okay, and he's gonna call out Minutemen. Good choice by Risi, pulling back immediately. He doesn't want to engage this. He should be pulling back all the way as much as he can, and of course Ovi should be chasing him so that the Minutemen can do as much damage as long as they have HP. I think the way that I see this is Risi slipped up a little bit with his macro because he should have been able to get more units out than what he has, which means that his push is a lot less strong than it should be. On the other hand, he did force Minutemen, and the 700 coin is still on the floor, not getting picked up yet. So this means that if he's gonna be able to raid again and prevent Ovi from gathering, he will delay the age up. The problem is, even if Ovi is able to age up, I mean, if Ovi is able to age up, he can still ship, for example, 8 crossbowmen or 3 doppelswordners in transition. And then he only needs to hold out. He again has access to more shipments because of a trading post. He's going for a nice raid. Look at this. If this raid is going to catch I think it's going to catch at least 3 villagers, although the market sees it. Is Risi going to respond on time? He is. He's not. He's going to push out with his army. And these villagers. Ooh, yeah. What's he doing? These ones are going to get. Well, this is very risky business. He's going to send everything back. And that is exactly what Ovi wanted to. It's going to buy him so much time. On the other hand, if Risi is able to catch these Ulans, it will be a good thing, of course, but... Oh, is he... Yeah, it looks like... No. Oh, oops. No, yeah. No, yeah, no. Okay, he's not. Okay, so anyway, that means that Ovi has all the time he needed, and this is what I was scared about, and that's always what you should be scared about if you play versus German. You see that he's now almost age up already. And what actually did Risi do? Just not enough. Forcing Madman, it's just not enough. Running around the map with a few pikemen, it's just not gonna. It's just not useful. What does he have working for him? Not a great economy. Of course, he catched up a little bit by shipping the wood and making a few houses. But if you look at this, he's only 5 villages up. The other guy has Ulans still left. He has access to 3rd age tech, 3rd age shipments. He has still food and gold in his base. A raid coming in, but it's not going to do enough. He's going to catch the Ulans, that's good. He's going to make pikemen. I think he's going to go for the similar thing. Not investing too much food into musketeers, but just going for mass pikemen hussars, which means that if the H skirmishers are going to pop, he's going to be trying to surround everything with just melee units, meaning that the Ulan have to run from pikemen and the skirmishers have to run from their hussars, hoping to go for an effective trade. Again, he's trying to deny any population, but Ovi already has a shipment on the way. So he has soon something like... Oh, nice, musketeer reinforcement. What does he have? Okay, Doppelsolda's on the way. That's interesting, but that's actually... The musketeer reinforcement is very good with them, because if he's able to target Doppelsolders, the hussars will do insane damage afterwards. And it looks like he is targeting Doppelsolders quite decent. The pikemen, of course, soaking up some damage. They don't really counter Doppelsolders, but they are just keeping the Doppelsolders kind of busy, so that the musketeers can do all the damage in the meantime. And that's actually quite a good trade for Risi, meaning that the Ulans are now kind of wordless. He's not really able to raid with it because he needs it to protect his base. And then again... Oh, he's gonna fight with the villagers, looks like. Oh, but is he gonna... No, he's not gonna lose it. I think Risi should be targeting houses. There is another shipment on the way, by the way. I think that he's gonna ship... I assume he's gonna ship 8 skirmishers now. Yes, he is. Okay, there we go. This means it's a very unfortunate position here for Risi because he's trapped by the houses. Then again, yeah, he needs more hussars. I was about to say it's very smart that he reinforced with musketeers because he had enough hussars in case there would be skirmishers, I think, kind of enough. But if there would be Ulans or war wagons, 10 reinforcing musketeers was really a good choice. Or if there was, like now, 5 Doppelsoldners, 10 musketeers would also be a good choice. But after 5 Doppelsoldners, what is he gonna ship? Versus so many musketeers, of course he's gonna ship 8 skirmishers. So Risi should have been reinforcing with more musketeers, hussars, and not 3 musketeers as you saw here. So kind of a little bit of a mistake there. Making, yeah, kind of allowing Ovi to get back into the game in a way, because as you see there's another shipment on the way already, which is probably going to be another 8 skirmisher shipment or 7 skirmishers, because he has enough Ulan to counter the hussars, and that means that he really has a strong army again, and that means that Risi really needs a lot of hussars if he wants to deal with this. It might even be 3 war wagon, by the way, just to make sure it deals properly with all the hussars. 2 hussars, not going to call it. We see 5 villages and 4 villages being shipped, have been shipped, so he's quite okay in economy, as you see over here. But then again, the tech advantage is still there, so he does have map control, which is good. He is gathering here freely, getting some hussars in place now, just to make sure that he's kind of catching any raid. And there we have it, as expected. By the way, by going through the game with the thought that I have in my head, I'm kind of showing you what I think that should be coming, and that also kind of indicates if you were playing the British here, you should kind of try to simulate the same thought process so that you can kind of figure out what the German might be shipping, what's the most logical choice for him to be shipping, and then in that case, what should I be making in the response to the shipment that is gonna have in a few seconds. So 5 more hussars and a few more musketeers. I think he can wait for this, not engage yet. I think if he would wait for a batch to pop out, it would be a better moment, but he's gonna try to go in anyway. Oh, the hussars going way too fast. This is very unfortunate. The problem is you don't want to trade off your hussars to the Uhlans alone. You only want to fight this if your musketeers are close. Because every time hussars fight against Uhlan alone, even veteran Uhlan by the way, as you see over here, they will get killed just as happens now. The Uhlans are just getting rid of their hussars, and the skirmishers can then do their work versus the musketeers. Now he has to go back again. Imagine if he would have microed this properly and go in with both the hussars and the skirmishers musketeers at the same time. He's gonna do it so again. Okay, let's see. He's gonna go in again. He can snare the skirmish, that's okay, but he really needs to be moving in with the musketeers right away. Faster, faster, faster. Yeah, there we go. Pull the hussars back a little bit, I would say. Okay, he's doing a decent job. But then again, you see that new Uhlans come, villagers block as well. He's getting rid of the hussars. Okay, he kills a settler wagon, that's a good thing. Maybe he's gonna kill another one. Is he gonna? Yes, he's gonna kill another one settler wagon. Okay, but okay, there we have, of course, 2 more remaining crazy shipments from German, which is 9 Uhlan, 8 Uhlan. And he really needs to fix this one group micro thing, because he's often just running away with one. And that's not what you want to do. Okay, everything in melee, that's kind of the best choice you have here, because if you can get the hussars close to the skirmishers, you can make sure that the musketeers will completely own the Uhlans. But everything is kind of his micro here. He's gonna bring villagers again, look at this. But still, Risi is able to snare everything and kind of force the Uhlans back, so that his hussars can get to the skirmishers and that his musketeers can get to the Uhlans, as you see over here. I really hope he's reinforcing with hussars, same thing. He has enough musketeers left, he really needs to be getting hussars. He's actually doing quite a good job here. He's getting rid of all the skirmishers, and now the thing is, there's no barracks. He used up both his skirmish shipments, and that means that from now on, musketeers and hussars, actually probably just musketeers, is the best choice. Yes. Probably. Okay, there we have a Rex coming up. But before this Rex is up, it will take some time. He's going for a raid, of course, typical German thing. If you need time, you just go raid with your Uhlans. 2 Uhlans everywhere. Ask someone in the chat and they will tell you all about it. Meanwhile, more reinforcing hussars, I like this. Just actually, I would like to see the hussars being used to raid the villagers, just to deny any gathering. And then afterwards, you will also use your hussars to scout the map a little bit, because he really has to find out if there's a Rex up. The Rex up, of course, means more skirmishers. Nice, actually, that he pulls all these musketeers in melee, because this was a bad trade for Ovi. He's gonna trap these Uhlans, is he? No, he's not. They're gonna run away, but then again, look at how much stuff Risi has. Yep, he really needs to make musketeers, Ovi that is, to deal with this. But the problem is that there's now, okay, 2 less hussars, but there are 4 hussars. 4 hussars. That's not going to be enough, I think. Town center fire. Uhlans will be able to deal with this as soon as he has 5 skirmishers. So he's reinforcing with the hussars. That's nice. I'm not sure if he really scouted the Rex yet. Maybe it's just like a guess that there's a Rex up. Not sure. He's going to gather now on the outside, by the way. Actually, all that, or actually all is too easy. What Risi should be doing probably is denying the gathering from Ovi. So he should be denying this gold mine and this food rather than pushing it to the base. Because at any moment that you stand so close in the town center, new reinforcements can pop out. And also, of course, the shipment pops out from the town center. That means that you can maybe get trapped in a little bit of an awkward spot there, which of course you want to avoid. Anyway, good game by Risi. And good game by Ovi as well. I think both played this pretty good. I'm a little bit surprised how this game went, because I felt that the rush from Risi failed, and that's... Yeah, he's probably talking about this hunt. I feel that the rush from Risi failed a little bit because the production was just not there, probably because of a slip-up with the hunting or with the macro in general. And that allowed Ovi to actually relatively easy get to the third age. But you see though that he was skipping a lot of villages constantly. Like from 6 minutes to 13 he was building 1 or 2 villagers at all, nothing more. And that means of course that the British guy was still making villagers. He boomed with the 600, 700 wood, he boomed with the 2 villager cards, and at the end you see the villager disparity. It's just like too much. Sorry, I should bring up this one. You see that it's too much. But this rush kind of failed, as you see over here. 5 hussars is good, but then 2 musketeer, 1 musketeer is not. The second batch was 9. Second batch was 9, 6, 3 hussars, 5 musketeers, I guess. Yes, that's okay. But the thing is that he wasted his first units a little bit by not getting so much done. And if you would go with everything, you would be able to better deal with the Uhlans. And if you go with only a few hussars, then the Uhlans can kind of decently trade away. Then the Minutemen plus the new Uhlans kind of forced him back, as you see over here, I think. Then the last reinforcements, I believe it was some hussars, was able to push back Ovi again. And then I felt that I pointed out one major mistake here, that the hussars were going alone too fast, too far out, and the musketeers were falling behind. And you should always try to get your army together. So you can go in with the hussars to scare him off, to lure the Uhlans towards you and not take too much skirmisher damage. However, pull them back on time to not get snared by the Uhlans, and wait for your musketeers to arrive for cover, so that you fight with everything together. That way you would have a lot of more hussars left over and not lose them, because it was looking like Ovi would perhaps come back. Also, what I would have liked to see is Ovi going for like 2 Uhlan raids somewhere, especially when he stabilized a little bit. Risi even going for water. But especially when he stabilized, I think 2 Uhlan raid or maybe 3 Uhlans somewhere left or right would have really helped him, because if you raid with 2 or 3 Uhlans, the other guy has to send 4 or 5 hussars back, and that was actually all he needed. He needed 4 hussars less in this battle and he would have been totally fine with all the skirmisher that he has. But as it was, there were too many hussars, and that's why this battle also ended up worse. Then again, of course, the economy from the British guy was really doing quite good here, so it was a tough spot nonetheless. But I think he needed a little bit more raiding. Then again, when he raided, Risi was quite on top of it, catching it quite okay, I think. But yeah, I feel a little bit more raiding what was needed in the end. Okay, so good job there, Risi 2-1, advancing to the next round, and that means that this BO is done for now.